Hey, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Thank y'all so much for stopping by. Really appreciate it. Another live stream. I'm coming on a little early because I want to go to the gym today. I want to go earlier than I normally do because when you go in the afternoon, it's crowded. Well, shout out to the NTZ crew. I see Michael Beach Life on here and Jacob Tanjay. Thank y'all. All my old heads. That's Q. He says, I think we need to define the word scam. No, we don't. You always running off on some type of tangent. It says a scam is a deceptive scheme or trick designed to cheat someone out of money. I didn't say men wasn't getting scammed. I said 1% of them are. And these are the 1% Q who don't heed the warning. You didn't get scammed. Your wife didn't scam you, did she? Merlin didn't scam me. The overwhelming majority of men don't get scammed. About 99%, dude. Y'all just want to win an argument. I'm not saying that scams don't work, don't happen over here. I'm saying what happens to you, to the majority of us men, we're giving our money away. Okay? That's what we're doing. We're not getting scammed. They're just not heeding the warnings. This is 2026, dude. But you didn't get scammed. And neither did I. Neither did Michael Beach Life. Neither did Jeffrey Tatter. Neither did Raymond. Look, I'm telling you the truth on that video. Okay, I didn't say scams don't happen over here because they do. But very few people actually get scammed over here. I've been here going on 17 years, dude. Listen to this. You're always trying to win an argument. I've never been scammed. Okay? Merlin's never asked me for a peso, yet I spent millions of pesos over here. Did she scam me? No, that's the lifestyle I chose to live over here. What's up? We need to redefine. You guys just don't want to take responsibility for being suckers. Okay, for being simps, for being fools, and giving away your money. That's what's going on. All my fourth quarter members, what's up? Take it easy. That's all we're saying. What's up, Kamal? Me and I'm getting scammed. That's the name of the thing. When you give her your money, it's not a scam. Okay? They say that Filipinos have a reputation for being scammers, right? Would you give your money, Q, to a known Ponzi scheme operator? He's known to run Ponzi schemes. So if you give him your money, guess what? Are you going to blame the Ponzi scheme operator? At the end of the day, the responsibility has to fall on your shoulders. Okay, it's the same with these guys. If, in fact, these are scammers over here, then why are men continually lining up to be scammed? Because it's not happening. Okay? 1%. It's not even 10%. If 10% of the men were being scammed over here, I wouldn't be here. I would have never came over here. You didn't get scammed. No, you didn't get scammed. Hey, what's going on? What's up, Rashard? Yeah, I'm on an hour early because I'm going to the gym. But I put it on there. Yeah, Alonzo, you know I'm telling the truth. But these young guys, they always want to win an argument. Okay? You gave the money to the woman. These women aren't, there's nothing elaborate about the schemes that they're running on us. Because there aren't schemes. They're simply asking you for money. Remember, promises are the currency over here. Start cashing some of them damn promissory notes. Okay? Let her live up to those promises before you start doling out money. We're giving money from day one. And then when shit don't work out the way we say, the way we think it is, oh, it's a scam. The guy said the overwhelming majority of Filipinos is a scam. You a fool. You're a fool, man. You're a fool. Majority, overwhelming majority, by far. Yeah, but your wife didn't scam you. She married your stupid ass. Okay? You coming on here with this foolishness. Okay, it is a scam. A scam is a deceptive scheme or trick designed to cheat someone out of money. Once again, Q, because I'm not going to go back and forth with you. You all in my comments with that foolishness. People are being scammed over here, but about 1%. Okay? They're freely giving their money away because they're expecting something good in return. That's what Derek Casanova said. I said, but in our case of what's going on here, we're trying to buy love. They say that money can't buy love, but we continue to try. We continue to try to buy love, put the women in layaway reserve. You get what you deserve when you do that. Okay? I'm sorry, man. You guys always come over here and want to mess up the live stream. You're too damn smart. Okay? Yeah, they're embarrassed. This is what it is. See, when I told y'all I got scammed, the fact was I'm chasing booty. The woman got me. Oh, yeah, I'm coming. This is years ago. The only time because I learned. But I scammed myself. If what's happening to men over here is a scam, then we're scamming ourselves. Stop placing the blame on these women over here. But anyway, welcome to the new viewers and subscribers. Because see, when you have topics like this, you get under people's nails. Their blood boils because they know it's happened to them and it's happening. It's 2026. If you're not awake by now, you will never be awakened. If you don't send money, you won't get scammed. If you send money, there's a chance you may be scammed. Is it any clearer than that? Like, wow. Yeah. You don't need to be spending money. If she's making promises, damn it, start cashing some of them promissory notes. You gonna do what? You gonna do it when? Okay, come on. That's all I'm saying. Anybody catching this on replay? The peso is the lowest. It's the highest. It's been, if you dealing in pesos, 58.29. It's strong, guys. But they saying it's going to weaken again anyway. So I was telling Marilyn, I said, see, I told you should have cashed your mother's $100 bill when it was way up there. No, we're not getting scammed. We're not getting scammed. It's not a scam. If you give your money away to a known Ponzi scheme operator, you can't blame it on the Ponzi scheme guy. Who's the guy that Trump, I meant to look this up so I could give you the name. I can look it up now, I will. But Trump pardoned a guy who committed, wire fraud and one of them, investment guys on Wall Street. Well, I'll be damned, the minute now the guy's facing charges again for running a Ponzi scheme. The people who invested their money with him, shame on them. Okay? Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Okay? You already aware that Filipinos supposedly have a reputation for being scammers, but you give them money anyway? It shouldn't even be a 1%. But you're chasing the pussy. That's what you're doing. You're blinded by the light. Okay, and that's what gets you in trouble. We already had the discussion about what lust does to us. How it messes with our cognitive ability and everything like that. Temporary insanity. Yeah. Ain't nobody getting scammed, Rashard. If you are, it's your damn fault. Okay? They're the 1%. Women aren't sophisticated enough to scam you. Remember, there's a crime line. You can stop the crime anytime you want. It's so simple. You sitting back like, lady, I know the games y'all be playing. Oh, your mother's in the hospital again. Your father died again. You need milk and diapers for the baby. Again, I just gave you money yesterday. It's the same stuff over and over and over. There's nothing elaborate. about this stuff. You're falling for it because you want to fall for it. Okay? Then if you think, I put right here, if you think that she's with you strictly for money, then why even enter into the agreement when you don't have an unlimited amount of money? Two things can be right at the same time, Q. She can be interested in you only for money and not be a scammer. Because like I told y'all before, hey, Elat, it's 10 times worse over here than I can tell you. It's not my place to tell you that. They're going to misinterpret it. Oh, you're disrespecting Filipino people. You're putting Filipino people down. No. So I stay away from that subject. But I can tell you this. It's 10 times worse than what anybody tells you it is over here. Okay, so when you get on the dating site, you have to know this stuff. It's 2026. It's not 1926. Okay, you guys are just embarrassed. That's all it is. Y'all embarrassed. Hey, what's up? He says, if you're sending money, giving money willingly to a woman to romance her, that's not a scam. Say it again. However, you are most definitely simping. You can call it whatever you want. That's what I got right here. You can call it pay for play. You can call it transactional. Whatever you want to call it, but you can't call it a scam. I know why guys make the videos. Because they get clicks. They get views. The horror stories, man, aren't even scratching the surface for real. But that's what gets you. That's what gets the attention. They're the 1%. 99% of us are freely giving our money away. And the other 1% is freely giving it away, but they're expecting something in return. They're getting scammed. Yeah. This isn't 1926. I'm sorry. The guys coming over here want to talk about, we need to redefine the... No, we don't. A scam is a scam. If you play 3-card Monty, I said Molly today, my man wasn't right, then that's your ass, because you know you're going to get cheated. Or somebody got crooked dice. I've seen guys on the ship lose all their money with crooked dice. The guy from North Carolina, he went back. The guy from New York had some crooked dice. He really had 3 dice. The guy was so focused on the action, like y'all are so focused on the damn action over here, that he couldn't see the guy switching the dice. Same thing over here. Women aren't sophisticated. They're not elaborate. There's nothing savvy about them. You can see through their bullshit. It's the same bullshit they've been playing for years. Okay? So if you come over here and that happens to you, place the blame squarely on your own damn shoulder. Stop blaming these women. They're not scammers. Okay? Yeah, I've been telling these guys for years, but they're not listening. That's what I said on the video today. They're not taking instructions. I'm just being honest with y'all. But let's get off this for a little bit. We're coming back to it, because I know that guys are going to get in here with that bullshit. But let's talk about the Filipino mafia that's awaiting you when you take that woman over there. Okay? Now, we're not talking about the difference, Q. Stop it. Okay? I'm saying that people are being scammed. 1% of them. Everybody else, you're just giving the woman your money. I'm sorry. He's not the victim. You're not the victim. In the overwhelming majority of these cases, Q, the women aren't even asking your dumb ass for money. We're just freely giving it to them. But most of us don't get scammed. She can be interested in you simply for your money and for better living conditions, a better way of life, a visa, without being a scammer. We got to stop calling these women scammers. They're not scammers. They don't sit you down and run you through some type of elaborate scheme and fool you and all that stuff. You guys are chasing booty, that's why. If y'all would, you got people over here, and they always talking about Filipinos love to play the long game, but yet you don't hold their feet to the fire. Then make her play the long game then. No, You throw the long game out the window. You guys are buying houses, lots. You're giving away millions of pesos up front. That's your fault. And then when she runs off or don't want to be with you anymore, oh, she's a scammer. No, you scammed yourself. Okay? You scammed your damn self. That's all I'm trying to tell you. Hey, thanks for that super sticker, Q. Yeah, you scammed yourself. Oh, I'm sorry. You know, that's why guys don't like me, because I put it right there in front of them. They don't want it. But there is something called, they call it Filipino Mafia. I call it a support group. I patterned this whole live stream and the fourth quarter and the 8,000 Mile Club membership after that. We need an expat mafia. We need support over here instead of hating on each other. And, you know, we got guys over here, American guys over here, who are trying to get other American guys arrested and put in jail. You ain't going to see that over in America, guys. With the Filipinos, they're not going to do it. When my wife left her, she didn't have a job. She didn't have a place to live. That's powerful. Come to the Philippines in that situation and thinking one of us is going to look out for you. Okay? They're going to laugh at you. They're powerful over there. It's so powerful, certainly with those nurses, that people done got jealous. They envious, and they're pushing back. Oh, they're discriminating. No, they're looking after the best interests of their brothers and sisters. Something that's so American. Okay? It's so American. That stuff still goes on today over in America, but when somebody else does it and puts it in your face like that, it's foreign to us now. Because we're all individuals like this when they done balled up their fists. We coming for it all. A guy, look in them comments if you think I'm lying. They say, yeah, some guy said, Cal, I don't even like you. He said, but you're 100% right about that video. I know. Yeah, you know, and then because they look after each other, because you're afraid to do it. Certainly black people. Oh, man. If you go all the way back to, there's a book called The Miseducation of the Negro. And he's talking, Carter G. Woodson is talking about, you know, how the education of blacks evolved over the years. Now, he was born in 1875. He died in 1950. It's a powerful book. But one of the things is, you know, he was talking about back in his day. Now, you got to remember in context, he's living back during, he was born during Reconstruction. So he grew up his whole life doing Jim Crow. And he was like, black people are afraid to support other black people because they're going to be called racist and pro-black, right? When all around them, that's what the white folks is doing. Okay, so when Filipinos come into America and do it, we think they're committing a crime. They're not. They're not committing a crime. What's up, Pearl Graphics? Yeah, thank you, Joe. Here it is. Y'all tricking, then get salty and call it getting scammed. Yeah, I pushed the button. They don't like it, man. They don't like it. We want to be the victim. Yeah, we're complicit in our own robbery. But then we want to say, yeah, go to the police. Yeah, we've been robbed. Well, what happened? Well, I gave them my money. Crazy. But anyway, we need that over here. You see what happened when I tried to help the big man in the Philippines? You see how he turned on me, didn't you? You can't even help people over here. And it becomes a problem. Somebody convinced him that I was trying to embarrass him or whatever. Okay, well, your fat ass be in that hospital bed again. You ain't got my help coming. Let somebody else help you. That's all I'm saying. We should be working together. That's the spirit I have. I didn't even know him. I didn't know him from Apple. Still don't know him. Never met him. Don't plan on meeting him. But I seen him sitting up in that hospital asking for money, looking real pitiful. And I reached out to my subscribers. There's no telling how much money we gave him. But I'm just saying, man, this is why we have a problem over here. Yeah, help police. I've been robbed. I'm giving away all my money. This is why this, even if they did scam you, it's such a hard case to win. Most of us never even bring it to the attention of the police. Then when you get down to it, okay, go on Rafi Tufo, listen to any of them stories. When you get down to it, it's always a sperm lover. Okay, it's always a sperm lover. That's what happened. Okay, and it's the same women. We're getting scammed by the same women. It's only a little, patch of women on them sites scamming us. You still on Rafi Tufo? Remember I told you the American, she got him out of $3.5 million, and she scammed the Canadian out of 6.5 million pesos. But she had scammed 15 other men that they knew of. It's the same woman running the same old bullshit game. Promising love, marriage, then she gets them to buy the house and the lot. Trust her. See, that's a scam. But you should be able to see that a million miles away. Okay? Yeah, but I'm not picking on him. I just brought that up to bring home my point. That you can't even help people over here without it blowing up on you, man. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Q, get out here with that. I'm not going to argue with you. The point I'm trying to tell you is we're not being scammed. Okay? I can look at my own life. I've been over here 17 years. You didn't get scammed. You with your wife. Did your wife scam you? And if she did, and you went ahead and had children with her and married her, you the damn fool. Not your wife. Blame it on yourself. Okay? I'm telling you what I'm seeing, living experience. We having a conversation. I'm telling you that the overwhelming majority of men, let me say that I meet and I come in contact with thousands. We're not being scammed. Two things can be right at the same time. She can be interested in you only for your money and not be a scammer, Q. Well, what's your definition of scam? You sent her some money trying to get something for nothing. You trying to buy the woman, and then you're going to say she scammed you? No. Hey, what's up, man? I hope you're feeling better, brother. Good morning. Yeah, I'm back here in the States. Oh, wow. And I see you getting further care. I'll keep you updated. Hey, man, that's the best decision you could have made, brother. I wish a lot of guys would do that. My original live stream was going to be about should you give up your Medicare when you move overseas. We'll still talk about it. I'm going to do it with my members only in the morning. A lot of guys, I've met 2 guys just this week. I was talking to a guy in the Save More the other day. He's got medical problems. I said, well, hell, do you got Medicare? Yeah, but I'm not paying for my Part B. I gave it up. I'm like, well, dude, you know you're going to have a penalty. Because according to the surveys and the studies, about 40% of us eventually make it back home anyway. We go back home, guys. Don't give up your Medicare. Okay, you don't want to pay that $170, $200 a month. Guess what? You're not going to get any insurance nowhere near as good as that. For that price at your age, remember there's no pre-existing conditions, none of that dealing with your Medicare. It's some of the best insurance in the world for that price. So think about that. But yeah, I'm glad that you made it back. Okay. Well, it may, I'm telling you what I'm seeing, Q. Okay, I'm telling you what I'm seeing. if it was happening so much like you claim it probably is, Q, why are men still lining up to be scammed then? Are we stupid? Is that what you're saying? No, we just don't want to take responsibility, for chasing women, for being desperate, and all the other things, okay, that take your focus off of what it should be on. Getting to know the woman. Okay? What's up, Mr. Passport King? Are you still in the country? He said, did you see the wife of Campbell did a proper send-off video? Not everyone will get that. Yeah, I saw part of it. I didn't watch the whole thing. And it makes people think that he just died. I believe he's been dead for a while now, right? Yeah, let's hit the like button, guys. I've got the most entertaining live stream on this in its damn genre. Okay? All right? Hit the damn like button, man. It's free. See what I'm saying? We can't even come together to do that. Thank you, Enzo. But they've got a powerful support group over there. Far more powerful than you can imagine. And, that's always going to be an argument to do you bring her there or not. Well, look, when I brought my wife there, I did for two reasons. Number one, I could not retire at the time. We had already been together 4 years before I brought my wife over. We had a son, but I wasn't old enough to retire. I didn't have the money to retire. And I didn't want to be without my wife and my son, so I brought her over. Number two, I wanted to give her opportunity at a better life. Okay, when you start dealing with these women over here, 100% of them, certainly the young ones, they want to get out of here. They trying to leave. So when you don't want to leave, you're just really adding to her misery. You got a 23-year-old wife and you never want her to work. You never want her to do anything. There's no jobs over here. Okay? There's no opportunity over here for her. So I wanted to bring her over there, and guess what? She got a damn good job. Okay? And she still works to this day. So it's always something to think about, different situations. But you're being selfish, which, remember, self-preservation, but it's always something to think about. Why in the world would you leave her here? Then you got to retire her. Then you got to take care of her. That shit gets old, man. Can you handle that? Have you thought it all the way through? No. You're just listening to these guys on these vlogs. Make up your own mind. Everybody's life is different. Everybody's situation is different. There ain't no grown man going to tell me to do nothing. I'm going to take your information along with all the other information I received, and then I'm going to make my own decision. And then I'm not going to worry about what you think about it. But to say don't bring that young woman to your country, to America, let her work, let her earn, her way. You may make her rich. You may make y'all rich if she's smart and start buying land over here and building houses and, different things like that. But no, you're just worrying about one simple thing. Oh, she's going to run off. Man, how narrow-minded can you guys be? Thank you, Q, for that super stick. I appreciate it, man. I really do. Richie said, Cal, I hear you, bro. These men got to stop just giving away their money before they vet the women properly. Say that again, man, over and over and over. It's not a scam, though. This is all I'm saying. When you call Filipinos scammers, you're talking about my woman. My woman's not a scammer. I take that personally. Then guys, all you flip-flop. I'm not flip-flopping nothing. Two things can be correct at the same time. She can be interested in you simply for money, a better life, better living condition, a visa, without being a scammer, guys. Okay? And then we're talking about, when you're talking about a scam, we're not talking about a few thousand pesos. Because that's all you done lost, Q. You ain't lost no money over here. Okay, so the woman told me, yeah, send me the money for my plane ticket and my expenses. You know, I bought the ticket myself on Cebu Pacific, and then I sent her either 1,500 or 2,000. I think she's, according to her, she's gonna give 1,000 to her mother to watch the daughter, then 1,000 to travel. Okay, what was I at, about 4,000 pesos? And I called, and I want to get on there and shout on the rooftop that I was scammed. No. And the guys who are losing these millions, it's their own fault, guys. Their focus is somewhere else. If Filipinos have a reputation for being scammers, then why are you putting millions of pesos in their hand? Answer that question, Q. They're not scamming you. I'm sorry. Yeah, he claimed he got scammed. You know, that Q ain't lost no whole lot of money because he's not stupid for real. But he may have sent the woman $100 or whatever it is and claimed he got scammed. I'm just telling you right now. He said Filipinos going to U.S. are proper immigrants. Yeah, aspiring to become citizens, looking for work and making a life. Our situation here is different. We aren't immigrants. We're tourists. Well, some of us are immigrants. Some of us get permanent residence, Willie Thompson. You can't speak for everybody now. No, we're not all tourists. You have heard of the SRV, haven't you? Thank you. You have heard of the 13A, where you can actually be a permanent resident here. You can actually be an immigrant here. Yes, you can immigrate to the Philippines. I don't know where you're getting your information from, but don't come over here on my live stream with that misinformation. Okay? And just like she has to go through the proper channels, you have to go through the proper channels to do that. He said, yeah, it was a donation. Thank you. That's all it was. Okay? But if I know that this guy who's trying to offer me these high returns on my investment is a known Ponzi scheme operator, and I give him my money anyway, I'm the damn fool. I'm the damn fool. Well, I'm just saying though, you making a broad strike. You're saying we're tourists. No, we're not. You don't know how many people are getting those visas. Even if one, it's true that we can become proper immigrants, like you said. You know, no, most guys aren't. You know, you're one of those. I follow you, man, and your comments on my channel and other channels. You don't like me. Okay, I know that. You're lucky I haven't zapped you. Okay? But don't come on here with that misinformation, because that's what it is. You have no receipts at all. You just coming on here thinking you know more than everybody else. Make your own video about it then. Is all I'm saying. But yeah. But most of us get blinded by the light over here. We haven't seen the light, and y'all know what the light is. Some men are saying decades. Okay? Are not even blinded by the light. Just the anticipation of holding her in your arms and you get blinded. Your cognitive ability is just shot. You can't think past the computer screen. And you send in that kind of money. I've seen it, guys, with my own eyes. But he didn't get scammed. Because the lady didn't ask him for nothing. He's making plans. Buy the land. I'm going to build the house. Here, do this, do that. The woman's just sitting back like, I've hit the lottery. You know, I could never dream of having this kind of money. Okay? You think she's going to say, hey, no, stop. Don't send me no more money. No, because they need it, guys. It's 10 times worse, maybe 100 times worse than what I would ever tell you. It's not my place. But y'all won't listen to me. You think I can't tell you nothing. I've been living over here for a long, long time. It's worse, far worse than you could ever imagine for the masses. Certainly the women that you're going to meet on that dating site, man. If you only seen it. If you only seen it. Okay, now if you want to send them money because you've got sympathy and compassion for them, okay, that's another thing. But don't say you got scammed. Okay? When I think about getting scammed, man, I come from the hood. Okay? You gotta, man, you talking about some hustlers and scammers, man. I've seen them. These women can't hold a candle. They're not that ruthless. Some of them are. That's the 1%ers. And these are the same women who keep scamming the same men over and over and over. That woman had scammed 15 men that they knew of out of millions because those men are going to get scammed anyway. They're blinded. Yeah, blame me. Yeah, blame me. He said, hey, Cal, if you give money voluntarily, it's not a scam. She didn't force you. If you give it to her out of compassion, don't call it a scammer later. Yeah, because she didn't do what you said or what you thought she was going to do. I don't see how in 2026 men are getting scammed anyway or even getting themselves into these situations. If you want to come over here and build a nice life for yourself and bring her into that life, okay, do that. But don't send her the money in advance and think, oh, she's going to take care of it. And then when you get over here, the house is not finished. She done squandered half the money and all of that. And then she scammed me, Cal. No, I'm sorry. No, you're not lucky. If you don't find a good woman, you're unlucky. We don't get lucky over here. Okay, I can go on the dating site today and meet a good woman. By tonight, have her meet me at the airport and go on and on because every woman I've ever dealt with has been that way, Q. But you have to know what you're doing. I learned that situation on there, but y'all don't want to listen. Y'all think, oh, look, Cal, guess what? I got on that dating site just like me when I got on there the first time, getting all these messages. You think you done something. You ain't done nothing. You're playing right into their hands. They're on all the dating sites just waiting for your stupid ass to log in and fill your head with all that stuff. Oh, look how good give you the Filipino makeover. Oh, you what? You're 76. Yeah, you look only 70. You look only 46. And you say, yeah, I need to lose some weight. No, you don't. You look good. It look like you worked out and all that stuff, right? And y'all fall for it. Hook, line, and sinker. He said, what's up, Cal? Hey, what's up, Shelb? I think you're from Kentucky, right? I actually met you before in Siquijor. You gave me a t-shirt, didn't you? He said, what's up, Cal? It's been a while. Spent some time in Thailand. There is no such thing as a scam. If you decide to play, you must pay. And this is intentional law of getting your needs met. But they want to say it's a scam. The guy got on it's a video circulating right now. He said the overwhelming majority of Filipinos are scammers. I was like, dude, you're lying. It's not true. He talks about the money he lost. Now, money you gave away. Wait a minute. If these women are able to scam you, then that's on you. I thought these women are backwards. I thought they're from the province and they don't know anything. They barefoot and all that stuff. Then how are they scamming you? You guys are crazy, man. They're simply promising you something. Well, start cashing those promissory notes before you give her anything. I already told you. The only money you should be sending that woman is so she can meet you at the airport if she decides to meet you. Or, I'm being Cebu, and she said, well, I don't have any money to meet you at the mall or whatever. Okay, here's 1,000 pesos or whatever. And then you're building the life that you want around you. And if you decide, yeah, I really like her, we like each other, there's a spark there or whatever, I'm going to bring her into my life, then do that. But now you guys are giving money, just millions of pesos, and then going to say the woman scams you. I really want to read uh, your first one first, because you're making a lot of sense. Let me go back. No, well, I didn't make a broad statement. You're saying, I'm not saying 100%. You said that. Don't try to twist it around. You said very few of us have those. No, they don't. More than you think. You said that they're proper immigrants. Like, we're not proper immigrants over here. We are. Yeah, you can even rescind your American citizenship. Okay? And become a Filipino citizen if you wanted to. I'm trying to get this. Here. This is what I wanted to read by him. He says, I'm totally open to getting that CR1 for my Filipino. Bring her to the States with me. But we are going to keep buying property and open up our first franchise. Aunt Ann's, that is our plan. And it's a smart plan because we go into it, of course, skeptical because you've heard everything, all the stories. Don't bring her home. They're all scammers. They only want you for your money and this and that, right? So you're not even going to know a good woman when you meet one. I told you that you don't get lucky here. You get unlucky. Most of those women on those dating sites that you end up with, they don't have any intention of cheating you. They just want better living conditions. They want a better life. They may want more opportunities that only you can give them. But it doesn't make them a scammer because you want something too. The problem is we start front loading these relationships, putting all that money up there in front. You don't have to do that. The fact that she even has you in front of her on the computer screen is enough for her. Remember, there's 5 things Filipinos want you to say on the dating site. I'm coming. I'm going to take good care of you. I don't care that you got children. You're very attractive and nice looking. Okay? It's 5 things they want you to say. That's all they're looking for you to say. They didn't say, oh, send me money. They're never going to say that. And if they do, you got to keep going. But Q's talking about he lost $100. You see what I'm telling you? He ain't got scammed. You embarrassed. Why does it take you so long to tell us this, Q? You never told us this before. Because you ashamed. The woman ain't scammed you. Now here's this guy. Okay, and he said he don't make broad statements. He says this, look. Only a small percentage of guys get those visas. You crazy. Do you know how many men are married over here with a 13A visa? Not just Western guys. We forget about the Koreans, the Japanese, the Chinese, the Taiwanese, the Australians. Really? He said, I lost 100. Yeah. He said she was supposed to meet me at the to-go and went goes after the money was sent. Doesn't really matter on the dollar amount. A scam is a scam. Okay, but we're saying you were one of the 1%. You learned your lesson, didn't you? If it was that many people, why so many people continue to line up freely and get scammed? Because that's not what's happening. They're lining up because they see the results other men are getting. They know that women over here aren't scammers. Do they want you for your money? He said, Unc, I don't get the obsession that trolls have with you. I've been following you for almost 4 years. I've never seen trolls like yours. Well, remember, they're hiding something. A lot of them are dick eaters. They really like me, you know. They want to be with me, you know. Because whenever you see a grown man making videos about another grown man, I don't care what they're talking about. They're hiding something. Okay? They're hiding something. No, not 6:30. It was 10:30. Well, guess what? Where do you live? But I changed it. I changed it an hour before, so you would know. He said, "Hey, OG Cal, I thought the live stream was supposed to start." Yeah, see, thank you, Mr. Passport King. Well, this is something Michael Beach Life. Well, I never liked it anyway, but he really got me not using this My Filipina stuff. It is cringy. Okay. Yeah, he says, I'm loving my SRV. Thank you. He doesn't realize that the Philippines has one of the best, certainly that special SRV for ex-military men. He's probably never been to Angelique City then. All those guys up there got an SRV because it's only 1,500. They don't have to plunk down 20,000 and 10,000. No, you can't say that. 1 in 3. It's not true. He said, people say K1. I actually prefer to say CR1. Yeah, but yeah, the CR1, you have to be married. That's what you say. My plan is to marry in the Philippines so that by the time she's ready to relocate to the U.S., she'll have her work papers ready to go the second she lands. Yeah, that's one of the advantages of having a spousal visa. But it could backfire on you too, because she's going to have that green card the minute she gets there. So if she has bad intentions, which we don't try to vet the women. If she has bad intentions, okay, but it happens to so few of us. But those stories, young, fresh, global travel, they get the attention. Yeah, it's going to cost you more because of the ACR card. But usually it's not even that much. And let me tell y'all something. He said, I got the 2-month tourist visa, ACR card, and annual report investigation done in Bacolod yesterday. Cost me $82.50. Second year here tomorrow. You don't have the 13A because you're married to your wife, right? Hey, what's up? My son lives in Raleigh. He said, what's up, Calvin, Greensboro, North Carolina? He says, man, keep that woman in the Philippines. Never move her to the United States. Well, everybody's different. Everybody's situation isn't the same. If you're married to a 25-year-old woman over here, why in the world would you leave her over here? For what? Now, if you got a 45-year-old old Sally, a 50-year-old, 60-year-old woman over here, okay, her life is over. But this is something you need to talk about, when you meet the girl, say, hey, I never plan on going back to America. And then let her decide, well, do I really want to deal with you? Because they're on that dating site, guys. They don't want to stay here for real. I can tell you 100% of them, if they had their chance, they would be gone. Do they love their country? Absolutely. Are they going to miss it when they're gone? Yeah, but she knows that her opportunities are very limited here. And you don't know the hell that she's probably been through before she met you. That even drove her to that dating site. We don't even think that far. All you see is a nice looking woman. That's all you see. Well, tell her that. Tell her that when you meet, I never plan on coming here. Put that in your description. Okay? So that they can't say, oh, I didn't know. Put it in your profile description. I plan on the return in the Philippines and never coming back to Australia, Britain, or America. And it's a lot of women are not going to even knock on your door. Y'all act like that these women are lazy and they don't have any aspirations or any goals or dreams. I pity you if you got a woman over here like that just wants to hang around with you all damn day. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But we're gonna move to the Philippines, but you gotta let the woman know up front, because one of the reasons she's pushing that notification bell on you, she sees you're from America. She wants to go to America. Okay, that's the problem. Guys, over be lying if you gotta, once you get to know her well enough to disclose this type of information, you got a vasectomy. Tell the woman, I got a vasectomy. Okay, but we don't even try to understand the women. We don't even try to understand the people, the culture, or nothing. All you see is the light. That's all you see. You blinded by the light. And that's all you want. Well, let the woman know it's all you want, so that she can choose somebody else. Okay? Because it's a lot worse over here than what these vloggers tell you. I mean, it can be depressing. But I don't focus on that. Okay? I don't focus on that, because if you did, you wouldn't stay here. It's more to the Philippines than that. I try to focus on the natural beauty and stuff like that. Yeah, they blinded by the light. He said, and I don't even like hanging out with expats who only have one woman, especially if it's not your wife. That's some sucker stuff. Players do what they want, suckers do what they can. Well, everybody that comes over here. I mean, it doesn't take, you don't have to be a player over here, guys. You look like a fool coming over here, taking advantage of women over here. It's like a shooting fish in a barrel. What are you talking about? Because of their financial situation. You're not no damn player over here. You're a fool. Be a player over there where you come from, where the women are on a level playing field with you. Okay? But that's what I'm saying. You guys come over here thinking, oh, I'm a player. I can do what I want. Yeah, like I told Frank Ellis, the woman's already down. Look, kick her while she's down. Just stomp her into the ground and don't let her up. Keep your foot on her neck. And see what kind of life you're going to have. It's guys like you who come over here with that bullshit. Do you want, I got a Filipino daughter. Okay, as long as I got breath in my body, she won't have to deal with any of you ignorant fools out there. Okay, certainly not on them dating sites. Okay, because you come over here, oh yeah, I'm a player, I'm going to do what I want to do. It's not hard to do over here, Nelson. It's not hard to do it all. Okay. He said, Jaja, that's your wife, wants a third child, but my youngest is only 13 months. She doesn't want the extra work while he's this young. Oh, man, yeah. And they're going to keep on trying until they have a girl. He said, hey, Cal, thanks for helping us out with your views, U.S. Elvis. That's all they are. Thank you for pointing this out, man. People get so upset. These are just my views. They act like they don't have any views of their own, or I'm not supposed to have any. Thank you for pointing this out. But yeah, he says, oh wait, let me read this. He said, damn, bro, how many women you plan to keep around? Not if he's over here, he's gonna be in Angeles City playing those games, because these women ain't gonna put up with that. They'll chop his nuts off. Okay, keep on coming over here thinking y'all can mistreat these women. You're gonna be right in the jail. Oh, he raped me. He took advantage of me when I said no. He's a player. Yeah, like it really. It takes a lot to be that over here. Okay, when a lot of women you're dealing with, they're damn near starving. It's just so hard over here, guys. You got to have a heart. You got to have some compassion. If you're just coming through here, remember, there's a tourist, there's an expat, then there's a vlogger experience. If you're just a tourist, you got to look at yourself. Just going up in Angeles City or P. Burgo Street or whatever it is. But when you meet these women on a dating site, man, they're dead serious. They don't want no game. They don't want no, their life is hard enough. But I told you that's the American way. We know when we come over here, their life is hard, but we just pile on anyway. We come over here with our bullshit and just beat them down to they can't even just beat them into submission and think you're doing something. She's already down there. If that makes a man, if that makes you a man, Nelson Luke, then go ahead and do it. That's weak to me. Those are weak men that come over here and do that. He said, I say enough is enough. Thanks for that super chat. Q, he says, I say enough is enough. Let's protest these dating sites that are scamming foreigners. Sites like Christian Filipino needs to take some accountability. And I agree with you in a way, okay, but we sign away all our rights, Q. We don't read the fine print. They'll never, but a lot of these dating sites now, they are putting where you can read it, never send money to strangers and all this stuff, right? And then, if you report them, they'll put the woman on, on a list, or they'll borrow from the site. But you're buying a membership to have access to all of these women. Okay, these impoverished women, really from around the world. So you're in cahoots with the dating site. The dating site is the middleman. He's the agent. He's the recruiter. He recruits the women. Okay, it's free for you to, contact these foreign men and come over here and they'll put up, like I said, majority of those cases, they'll put the winners out there. But it's 2026, Q. There's no way you should be getting scammed on these dating sites. It's just no way. Certainly if you meet 4 or 5 women, you guys are coming on there with that old matrix, old-fashioned thinking. You need to meet 4 or 5 women. That way you can filter them out. They're going to show you who they are, and when they do, believe them. But we don't, because we're blinded by the light. You only on there for one reason. And this is the reason the scammers win. There's no way they should be winning. It shouldn't even be 1%. It should be 0% of men losing money to these women. It shouldn't even be 1%. But that's what they do. They throw that out there about finding true love. What is true love? How many people's on here? 183 people. If I ask every last one of us what our definition of true love is, you're going to get 183 answers. Fuck love, man. Ain't no damn love. He said, when people see the word Christian, they associate with words like trust and honesty, but it's honestly deceptive. It is, but let me tell you this, Q. This is 100% facts. All of the women over here are Christian, number one. Number two, all of the women, the same women are on all the sites. So what's deceptive is when they tell you, oh, they've got a different type of vetting process. And the women that are on their dating site are more, real and all that. Trust me. I guarantee you, you can give me 100 names of 100 real profiles on any dating site you want. And I can go on Christian Filipino and find the same women. Dating Asia, Cebuanas.com, Filipino Cupid, Panay Love. They're all on the same dating sites. They're not going to tell you. They want you to think their dating site is different. It's better. So that's the way that they charge more money. It's the same women. A woman would be stupid over here to only sign up for one dating site. That limits her chances of meeting a man. It's going to be so hard for them to meet a real man anyway, who's going to spend that money and come over here and jump through hoops and all of that to visit her. Remember the 5 things? I'm coming. I'm coming. And the last one was, you're the only one. I told you there was 5. I left that one out. But anyway, I'm coming. Remember that. I'm coming. I'm going to take good care of you. I don't care that you have children. You're very nice looking, and you're the only one I'm chatting with. Hey, Rashad, thanks for that super chat. He said, the one thing I learned from studying the serious expats in the DR with wives is that these women want a relationship and not a Pookie running game. Yeah, it's Pookie town everywhere. See, and now that you're going to see more Pookie showing up over here because it's tax time now. It's tax time. They're going to get their taxes and, they'll have a little run. Excuse me, they'll get, 3,000 or 4,000 back on their taxes, and they'll take a chance and come over here and ruin, make some woman's life over here even worse than it was, filling her up with all these promises and lies and all that stuff. Maybe even, impregnate the woman. Like I said, just she's already down, but we don't, we never even take that into consideration. We're always the victim. Oh, I'm not responsible for her poverty. Of course not. But at least have some type of understanding of what you're stepping into, because a lot of us end up marrying these women. We end up living in the Philippines. Don't you want to know as much as you can about what's going on so you don't get scammed? Yeah, but it's true. Nobody looking for no love. I'm 62. Can I trust you? Can I sleep at night? I don't have to sleep with one eye open, one eye closed, one hand on my wallet, one hand on my passport. Every time you leave the house, I don't worry, she running over here to one of these next pets or something. This is all I'm saying. But it's 2026. It isn't 1926. Okay. Yeah, what is love? All of us got a definition of love. Okay, but when you're on these dating sites, do your own research. Do your own search. Okay? Don't you find the woman you want. The problem is when they find you. I guarantee you, if you ask these guys, if you could ask them, the ones who have been scammed, did you find the girl? Did she find you? Was she one of them that came knocking at you, sending you a message or a notification? I can guarantee you a lot of them, that's what happened. Because they're older guys. They don't know how to navigate these dating sites and, social media and stuff like that. Yeah, and a lot of them are owned by the same people, but the majority of the women are on all the sites. Yeah, but they know I won't do it. I won't do it. Because now I'm complicit in the 1%. It shouldn't be 1%. He said, hey, Cal, has any of those dating sites reached out to you for promotional services? Yeah, but I don't trust anything. I've got so many. Guys, you got to realize I've got a big channel, really. I get reached out to a lot for sponsorships and stuff like that. But I'm afraid. I'm nervous because there's some people out here who are scamming. They'll take over your channel. They'll say, okay, hit the link and sign the contract. I remember they did Mark Thornton like that. And ever since then, I was like, the hell with that. I was like, the hell with that. Yeah, play by play. Yeah, tax time. They coming over here. Tax time, So you're going to see more, Pookies, Ray Rays, and Chads, talking big stuff over here. He said, you're the only one I'm chatting with. Yeah, right. See, those are the 5 things, guys. I don't have to make a video about that stuff. We can talk about it now. If you're not saying those 5 things, remember, she's not looking at that picture. You can put a picture of Michael Jackson on your profile. It's what you're saying and what you're typing in there is what she's paying attention to. You say those 5 things, you're going to get you a woman. But if you ain't saying those 5 things, you ain't got nothing coming. You ain't got nothing coming. Thank you, Ron. This is true. And this is why women are chatting with 4 or 5 men. They know you're not coming. Do y'all think the shit we doing is anything new? This is why they doing with 4 or 5. They chatting with 4 or 5 men because they don't know which one of you is coming. They know all of you aren't coming. One of you is coming. So she chats with all 5 of y'all. She peekaboos with all 5 of y'all. She makes all the same promises to all 5 of y'all because she don't know which one's coming. Most of the men on there are talking shit. They'll never come. They will never come. Yeah, if she had a choice. The overwhelming majority of them would be. But the women who are on the dating sites that got that flashing red light, I want a new life. I want to be dealt a new hand. I want to throw my hand in. As a matter of fact, reshuffle that deck. Because the hand I got, I do not like it. Do I love my country? Yeah. Do I love my family? Yeah. But I'm in a fucked up situation right now. Okay? And I'm trying to get out of it. And that's why they don't have time to be trying to scam you. Remember, 2 things can be correct at the same time. She can want the new life and all of that and not be a scammer at the same time. They think, if a woman's just interested in you for your money and opportunity and what you bring to the relationship, she's a scammer. Well, hell, we're all being scammed then. He said, Cal, you even said yourself that you were screwing many Philippines. Yeah, I'm saying that in the beginning, I'm 62 now, Sax Solo. Eventually, I learned. I wasn't over here for 2 weeks and left. These guys are watching all of these videos. They know better. I didn't know better. Remember, I just got on a plane and came over there. See, you guys want to win an argument. I'm telling you, I've already told you I did that before. But when you live around the people and you see them on a day-to-day basis, you see they struggle, you start having some empathy, some compassion for people. And you say, don't you realize, dude, I'm Sunshine Shoulders here in San Carlos City. If I was on some bullshit, don't you know how many women's lives I could ruin over here? Come on, man. Put some respect on me. Quit coming over here trying to ambush me with foolishness like this. Okay? I didn't say he couldn't have a good time. I'm saying that there's a price that comes along with that. The first time you come over here, you may be able to do that if you don't know any better. But you know better, Sax Solo. I'm not saying what I did was right. I was a scumbag for doing that. Hindsight being 2020. I just got on the plane and came over here. I'm on the dating site like, wow, it's so easy. It's like, taking candy from a baby, not realizing, knowing nothing about these women and their struggles and what they've been through. Didn't care. But once you start caring and once you start knowing, it's a different story. These guys know. It's too much information out there now. So if you come over here and want to do that, guess what? It's a price you got to pay, Sax Solo. You might get killed. You might end up in jail. You don't understand how easy it is for them to have you locked up. So 2 wrongs don't make a right. Maybe I was fortunate and got away with it. Okay? Yeah, I need trust. Yeah, now I didn't say you got to be the problem. I'm telling you that you know better. I didn't know better. There was no Sunshine Shoulders on there. Nobody told me about the Philippines. We're telling you that women over here are struggling. And just because they're struggling doesn't mean for you to come over and mistreat them. Okay? I'm just telling you. Yeah. So if you want to come over here, come over here. and do it. But don't say I didn't warn you. Don't say that I didn't tell you this comes with consequences. If you want to be a 2-week millionaire, people do it all the time. But I'm not a 2-week millionaire. I live here. I've been here, Nelson Luke, for over 16 years. In April, it'll be 17 years. If I'm still doing the same shit I was today as I was doing 17 years ago, then guess what? Shame on me. I know better now. I'm not going to come over here, a woman on the ground, and kick her while she's down. And that's what you're doing. Are you going to be a better man, Nelson, for doing that? Are you going to be a creep? That's what creeps do. I was considered myself a creep when I look back. I didn't know any better. I'm thinking, oh, these women just like me. I'm so handsome. I'm so intelligent. Not realizing what they were really on those dating sites. They were trying to get a way out, pull themselves up. But just because you see other people doing it, man, you guys are crazy. Yeah. No, I wouldn't compromise. I just don't. The reason I don't promote dating sites, Q, is because most guys don't know how to navigate them. Okay, remember, we don't get lucky, we get unlucky. A lot of those women on there, they're real live women. They really are looking for somebody. But we don't know, so then I would be complicit. They say, Cal, you promoting this, man. I went on there, man. The woman took me for $1 million pesos. Well, you gave her $1 million pesos. But I told you already that it's a certain type of man who comes over here to begin with. You know, we're weak in a certain areas. If you want to take advantage of people who are already down, man, they're already struggling. They're already struggling, man. Come on. They're already struggling. But that makes y'all seem like, oh, I'm having a good time. Well, go there. They got places for that. But if you're here for 2 weeks, you're not going to run through a bunch of women to begin with. How you going to do that? Because once you meet at the airport, Nelson Luke, she's with you. You really got to be ornery and nasty, and then that's when you're going to get in trouble. Okay, she meets you at the airport, then, okay, y'all, you do your thing for 1 day or two, and then I'll go on somewhere. I got somebody else. Now, the only way you're going to be running game like that is in P. Burgo Street, Angeles City. Y'all think these women are not stupid. They're just struggling. Y'all act like they don't have any brains at all. That they just going to let you come over here and use them. Okay, let's discuss this again. Okay. He said, what are the red flags on the dating sites? You know the number one red flag. When you get on there and you first sign up and you log in for the first time, you're going to be inundated with these messages. Those are red flags. Those are bots and scammers. They're waiting on the dating site for new people to come on. Because remember, they have no filter. 18 to 80, blind, crippled, crazy, they don't care what you look like. The minute that they know that you're on there, they're sending you a message. The second one is money. When they start asking you for money. It's the same stuff, guys. It's nothing new. Y'all act like it's something new. This stuff has been going on for decades now. Ever since the dating site's been out. I got on the dating site in 2009. Hell, it's 2026. Nothing's new, Q. They're going to ask you the same stuff. But if you blinded by the light and your focus is somewhere else than where it's supposed to be, that's how they get you with the 3 dice. You focus on the money right there. And the point, I'm trying to come get this 4. You don't see that the man done already slipped that 3rd dice in there. The bad dice. He's got it in his money right here. You don't see it. Because you focus there. And that's our problem. We're focused on what we see in the screen. You're not focused on what you're supposed to be. I haven't heard from him. He said, Cal, whatever happened to that expat guy that would vet the Philippines background with his girlfriend? Well, see, he probably went out of business because you don't need that. You act like these women are so sophisticated. You come over here, you're 50, 60, 70, 80, 90 years old, and you can't vet these women? You need to hire somebody and pay them exorbitant amounts of money? The woman lives way up in the province. If somebody, everybody knows everybody up there. Okay, for miles. If an unfamiliar face shows up there for any reason, spying on some woman or something like that, man, they're gonna know that they can't do what they say they're gonna do. Everything that you're paying them to do, you can easily do. Get the cinema report. Send her to the doctor. And if you stay around long enough, you'll find out if she's married, if she has a boyfriend, how many children she's got. What are her motives? You don't need them people. Man, this is the reason why you get scammed, isn't it? Now you're bringing more risk of being scammed. If you don't hire a private investigator, you won't have to worry about getting scammed by a private investigator. But if you do hire one of these private investigators, Lord, then you run the risk of getting scammed. You're certainly not going to get your money. You're not going to get your money. Man, these women are sophisticated, guys. Okay? But you're blinded. You're not focused. If we're getting scam, you're scamming yourself. He said, yeah, she loves all five of you too. Whatever she's doing with you, she's doing with everybody else. But we need to start placing the blame squarely where it belongs, on your shoulders. Stop blaming these women, man. Well, if you're going to be over here for a while, he says, I might as well just show up and find somebody throughout my travels in the country. That's easier said than done. Because Filipinos are very friendly. So you're going to think, oh, the woman likes me. I'm going to make her, she's opening up the door. Only for her to slam it in your face. The overwhelming majority of women over here want Filipino men. They don't want foreigners. Okay? Can you eventually find a woman like that? Yeah. But by that time, your 2 weeks is up. And you done went home empty-handed. We want the path of least resistance. Okay? Y'all act like there's not good women on those dating sites. They are, but you just don't know how to find them. You too much in a hurry. That's all. Can you meet a woman on the street? Yeah, but guess how many? Okay, how many men do you know? 100% of the vloggers met their girlfriend on the dating site. Okay? If there's 1,000 vloggers, American vloggers, and they have a girlfriend, 1,000 of them met on the dating site. Okay, say 2 of them didn't. But 998 of them did. Invincible? Yeah, of course it's not impossible to do that. Yeah, I didn't have any of that people telling me. Hey, what's up? My buddy from Africa, man. He's from America, but he's got a beautiful life in Tanzania. What's up, brother? He's the type of guys I like dealing with. He came all the way to the Philippines, to get his daughter her CRBA. Got the CRBA appointment, went all the way back to America. Those are the type of guys I deal with. Okay? But we can do all this stuff ourselves, guys. You don't know, but now you do. Now you do. There's no excuse. Okay? All I'm saying is, Nelson, it's not hard to do. You can't pat yourself in the back and say, oh, well, I had 3 women when I was in the Philippines. Okay. When they're struggling as bad as they're struggling and they're looking at the dating site as a way out, it's easy for you to do that. But can you look at yourself in the mirror? And if you can, then what kind of evil man are you? I say, okay, you did it before, and I'm telling you that I was messed up. Didn't I tell y'all that when I came to the Philippines, I was messed up? That the Philippines really loved me back to life. They saved my life over here. I was messed up. Even when I came here in 2018, I crawled into the Philippines. The Matrix had beat me up. I had a Filipino wife when I came back here. But when I came to the Philippines in 2009, I'm going through a bitter divorce. I'm talking about it's bitter as it gets. Okay, I wasn't out of the house 2 months and my wife had already moved some jackleg into my house. He's got his feet up on my table. I mean, it's bitter as it was. I wasn't in my right state of mind because if I was, I already had the good woman. My son's mother, she would have did anything for me. Ambitious, smart, you know. She was from the province. If I say jump, she didn't question how high you want me to jump. Just had a beautiful $425,000 house built over in America. But I wasn't in my right state of mind, Nelson. I'm telling you that you know better now. So if you want to come over here with that foolishness, you're not a player. Okay? I don't consider yourself a player. And you're not going to tell these women up front that you're just here for fun and games. Remember, they've got a brain. These women aren't stupid. A lot of them have college degrees that you're going to deal with. They just don't have an opportunity. Okay, they're struggling. But they're not stupid. Yeah, this is all, it's easy to do. It's easy to do. She's giving you the benefit of the doubt, Ron. That's how you get your foot in the door to begin with. She wants to believe those promises. She wants to believe everything you're telling her. That's why she's on the dating site. So it's not hard. I mean, these guys are patting themselves on the back. I'm a player. We do whatever we want to do. I'm a pimp. You're a fool. Is what you are. Okay? He said the best time to get on the dating site is typhoon season. No, it's always typhoon season here. Okay? This is what I'm trying to tell you. Typhoons are the least thing that Filipinos worry about. Over here, it's the flooding, man. It was just another flood. You know, it's been raining nonstop. I got a big puddle out in front of my house. So you can imagine in these low-lying areas and areas that always get hit by floods in St. Carlos City, Bacolod, wherever they live, they get hit every single time. Okay? They lose everything, or everything's just soaked, and they got to, they go through that drying process, and then they wait for the next heavy rain. These are the women you're dealing with when you get over here, so you want to come over here with your games. I'm just telling you what you're running into now. Y'all don't want to hear it. Y'all don't want to hear it. You have no excuse. You think that these are the same type of women that you're meeting at home. You couldn't be more wrong. You could not be more wrong. The situation, it's nothing the same over here, except babies come out the same way over here as they do over there. Other than that, everything is different. He said, I've been living in Cebu since 2017. I have a barber here, and he was playing your live on the TV a couple of nights ago. Wow. But very seldom do people even watch me. Filipinos watch me. Only 8% of my views come from the Philippines. And most of that is the expats and visitors over here and their girlfriends. Very few. Well, you're not, you're on to something, but he said maybe we need to spend more time vetting the woman before making that trip. No, you're only gonna vet her in person. How can you vet her online? Because she doesn't know that you're coming. Okay, she's not gonna give you all that information and then you don't come. This is the only way you're even gonna begin to know who you're dealing with when you come over here. She meets you. Okay, let's go. Show me where you from. Show me what I'm working with. So I can get a better understanding of who you are. Okay? I want to meet your family. She may not want you to. You want to if you're serious about the woman. But I want to see where you come from. Not to make fun of you or put you down, but that's the way you vet her. Okay? And then you say, okay, your mother really is sick. So when you were asking me for money to buy medicine for your mother, you were telling the truth. Or whatever it is. But he said also plan to meet 5 or 6 women. Now that is a good idea. But you're not going to have time to meet 5 or 6. 2 or 3 you probably can do. But you have to be upfront. Okay, because when you tell her, look, I'm coming over there, I'm going to meet 2 or 3 women because I want to make sure I'm meeting the right one. I want somebody that I can get along with. Don't say that compatible shit because it takes years to get compatible. You tell her that up front because she's doing the same thing online. But you're the one making the 8,000-mile trip. But you got to tell her up front. So then if she agrees to meet you, okay, it's fine. Then that way, okay, the first one you meet, she knows you're going to meet somebody else. She's going to put her best foot forward. But if you don't tell her, man, you're going to have problems over here, man. Women aren't stupid, man. They're not pushovers like you think they are. They're submissive, okay, for a reason, to an end. But Filipino women really aren't submissive. Yeah, they drink socially. Filipinos love to party. They'll drink, man. Come to my meet and greets. You can answer that question yourself. Yeah, some guys, they think that, oh, they can just, walk into a mall and meet a woman. Which women, at least on the dating site, they date foreigners. You don't know which ones over here like foreigners. They don't take too kindly to an old man, an older man. Okay, so you think you're young in my audience. You're 45. Yeah, but she's 22. You're still old to her. She don't, you're going to come up on her and her friends is around, other Filipinos is around and say, hey, how you doing? You don't even know how to approach a Filipino woman. You can't approach them the same way you approach a woman in America. You think you can. You can't. He says someone can only take advantage of you if you let them, as almost all Filipinos have financial problems. So your greatest power is to say no, as time and money are finite, so make the most of it. Yeah, this is what we're saying. But Paul, they're saying, and he's been over here long enough to know, he didn't get scammed. His woman he's got a good woman. Q, he's one of the 99%. But we're telling people that they're scamming us over here. It's not true. It's finally it's time that we talk about this and let guys know that you're being lied to. Are there scammers on them dating sites? Yeah. If you don't get on the dating site, you're probably not gonna get scammed. If you get on there, there's a very small chance that you will get scammed, or a woman will, you'll end up giving money to somebody that you never meet or something like that. But just remember that if you don't get on the dating site, more than likely for your 2-week vacation, you're not going to meet a woman over here. Okay, I'm sorry, you're not going to meet a woman over here. Yeah, I got rejuvenated. I was going through it, man. A friend of mine, when I came over here in 2009, I was on the verge of doing something crazy. Okay, because my wife was sticking a needle in my eye on purpose. He got this clown, and may he rest in peace. He dead. You know, I think he had some type of, he used to have seizures or something. And, you know, he still was drinking and everything like that. But anyway, he would be driving around in my convertible, brand new convertible. Okay, we hadn't had it. We got it in June of 2009. We separated in December 2009. He's driving my car in February of 2010, like it's his. And a friend of mine saw, I mean, she was doing all kinds of stuff, not just that. He's already living in my house, you know, but I didn't know at the time. I didn't know till almost a year later that all this was going on. But anyway, a friend saw it. He said, Cal, I see it, man. You getting ready to snap. He said, you need to get out of here. And I came to the Philippines. He said, the girl I sent money to just asked me for permission if she can give some of the money to her mom. I think she's a keeper. Well, why are you sending her money? So now you're going to say, see, this is what I'm talking about. Okay? Why are we sending them money? Then if it doesn't work out, you're going to say, oh, she's a scammer. They all scammers. Why are you sending money anyway? But, you know, okay, this is exactly the point I'm trying to make, Paul. You got to meet Paul. He's the real deal. Okay? In America, he's successful. So, of course, he's going to be successful over here. But this is what I'm saying. It's 2026, Paul. Not one person should be losing any money or getting scammed. He says, don't send money to women you haven't met or are not engaged or married to. How simple is that? It's never going to happen. They're not going to stop doing it. As she can tell you, it's to build houses for orphans. How do you know for sure? Or any of the other endless stories. But we do it because we're trying to buy love. We're trying to buy her attention. Put her in reserve and layaway. It's never going to happen because guys will say, oh, I'm not going to send any money to YouTubers. You're lying. Those women, they don't get that many views, but I guarantee you they PayPal is stacked. It's on respirators so full. These Filipino women, they wouldn't be making videos. They're not going to waste their time, guys, if they're not getting money. But we're doing it. He said, typhoon season is the worst time. They can't get out and we can't get in if you're serious about getting there. But it's typhoon season all the time here, Jeffrey. And a typhoon is the least of their worries, man. They get hit from all kind of angles, guys, over here. You know, if you really told the real story, they would deport you. It's not my place to tell the real story. But if you come over here, you'll see, you know, that it's not the poverty that you're. First world poverty and third world poverty is totally different, man. It's a whole other world. I'm not talking about people. That's just the reality. And, you know, who am I to tell them about their reality or to tell the world about their reality over here? I'm not going to do it because there's somebody watching out of the 183 people watching now. They're waiting for me to say something that they can send to the authorities. I wouldn't say it anyway. But I will tell you that's a struggle. And this is why the majority of the women get on those dating sites. So you're not some type of, oh, look at me, I'm a big bad man. Look at how many women I can get. But it doesn't mean they're a scammer either. What's up? What time's it travels? Man, they deal with all kinds of stuff. Look, there's no FEMA over here, though. He said, y'all don't have to deal with foundations sinking in the wet ground after the constant typhoons like in Louisiana. There's no FEMA here, though. Okay? There's no FEMA. Yeah, Q got married. But he says there's more scammers over here than what we're letting on to. The percentage is higher. It's not. What's up, Don? Don didn't get scammed. He got a beautiful wife. They've been together for years. I Love LaChon didn't get scammed. Paul didn't get scammed. I didn't get scammed. That's what the video was. That's what this is talking about, guys. These women aren't scamming us. They're not scammers. Are there scammers here? Yeah. Are there scammers in Louisville, Kentucky? Yeah. What about bumfuck Egypt? Yeah. The reason the Philippines has a reputation for being scammers is because we gave them that reputation. It's not like people over here really scamming you. Okay, the taxi driver charges you a few extra 100 pesos on the taxi ride, on the meter. He doesn't even have the meter on. And you go back and say, yeah, they scammed me. When they're just trying to earn a living. They're trying to eke out a living. If you only knew how hard it was. You say, well, I'm not responsible for that. Well, you ought to know that before you come over here. But most people aren't even going to even try to scam you. They're not even going to try to hit you with a skin tax and all of that stuff. But we don't even try to understand it. When the woman says, hey, I really need, can you send me some money for a load of to buy diapers and Pampers for my child that you know she's got, she's not lying. She needs that money. But don't be talking about they scamming you. They're not scammers. If you say it over and over and over, if you tell a lie over and over and over, it doesn't make it the truth. I'm telling you right now, guys, I've been coming over here on and off. It'll be 17 years in April. I've never been scammed. If I did, I'd scam myself. Well, once you give it to her, it's no longer your money. Silver Monkey. He said she'll use the money on her brother's local boyfriend, gambling addiction, and red horse problem. But once you give it to us, it's no longer your money. And you can't tell her what to do with it. We're never going to not send money over here because we think it's necessary. It's not necessary. The woman already knows, the woman you're talking to online, if she's serious, which most of them are, once you make it over here, she knows that you're going to spend money. Okay? There's no way that you're not going to spend money. Certainly if you retire here and you decide, okay, we're going to be a couple, okay, it's already done. And then after a while, you will feel obligated. You say, okay, she quit her job or she's never working anyway. And you're going to start caring for the woman. I didn't say loving her. You're going to start caring about her and her welfare. And you're going to want to do things for her. She already knows this. She doesn't have to ask you for anything because the smart ones already know the reputation that's over here. So the minute she opens up her mouth to ask you for anything, even if it's true, she runs the risk of losing you. So she's not going to do it. I promise you, man, I've been with Marilyn for 7 years. It'll be 7 years in May. She's never asked me, ever. My Filipino wife never asked me. My son's mother never asked me. They never said, hey, give me 5,000 pesos so I can go to the concert in Arnetta, Coliseum. So I can buy me the latest new slippers or flip-flop. Never. So I can get my hair done. So I can get my nails done. No, I did that voluntarily once we were together because I want my woman to look good. I know that's the kind of stuff she wants. She don't have to ask me for that. Okay? I know. This is what I'm saying. This is 99 times out of 100. Well, it's 100 times out of 100 what's happening. But these guys are doing the same thing for the same reason you're doing, Stack Solo. But they're going to tell the world that they got scammed. He said, Cal, I voluntarily gave her the money. Okay, that's all you have to say. We could end the live stream right there. It says, when you give her your money, it's not a scam. So why are we even going back and forth with guys like Q? Oh, you got to redefine the word scam. No, I don't. He said she didn't ask and initially refused the money. I've been chatting with her for about 6 months and she never asked me for money. So I wanted to treat her. Okay? Did not just say that they're never going to ask you. Even though she's chomping at the bit, she's hoping, oh, I wish she just out of the kindness of his heart, send me some money, because I sure need it. She'll never ask you. Not if she got any sense. But you committed sin number one. When we chat with the women, we chat with them too long. See, if I made, man, some of my best videos were at the beginning of my channel, guys. Go back. Because I can't make those videos now. The haters is out here. The trolls is out here. You know, they would get me deported. Go back into my first year of Sunshine Shoulders. That's where the gems are. I can't make those videos anymore. Okay, because I was naive. I didn't even know I was doing anything wrong, which I'm not. But you know, that's where the nitty gritty is. But y'all won't go all the way back there. I told you the mistakes we make on these dating sites. That's number one. The number one mistake you make when you get on those dating sites. You chat too long and then, like he says, oh, we've been chatting with her for about 6 months. So I wanted to treat her. You become emotionally entangled with the woman. You feel obligated. You see behind the curtain. And you want to, I just feel so bad. Let me send her, 10,000 pesos. Well, okay, now, that's the number one sin, though. He said, Cal, I know a guy that came to General Santos, met his girlfriend, who came along with his agent on one day, rented the house, moved in, lived together day one. Now it's 2 years later and they're still together. Yeah, because that's usually what happens, Mr. Passport King. Me and Merlin's story is the same way. Me and my ex-Filipino wife, it's the same way. Me and my son's mother's the same way. Because we meet good women on the dating site. Okay? This is most of our story, Mr. Passport King. Probably your story. But Q would say they're scamming. He's married to the woman he met online. They just had a baby. But he'll still tell you how there's scammers on there. Yeah, but you can easily avoid them. I mean, really, if you think that the women who own the dating sites have a flashing red light to say, yeah, I'll date a foreigner. Well, there's a blurring red light with sirens and everything with the scammers. You can easily see them. Yeah, you didn't get unlucky. None of us do. He lives here. He says, yo, I'm waiting for the rainy season to end. Typhoon season is all year. But damn, I can't finish this house until it dries out for a bit. Got to be hot as hell, though. Yeah, the day-to-day struggle over here. And a lot of it has to do with flooding. Yeah, a lot of times they don't. Well, that's different. Okay? That's different. That's just overcharging people. But, it's clearly up there. I just wasn't paying attention. That is a scam because, well, I can't say that they scammed me. Even though in my heart of hearts, I'm like, what I should have said was, damn, that's an expensive laundry. Because a friend of mine, William, he's from Savannah, Georgia, he went to the same laundromat. He said, Cal, they charge me the same thing too. I don't know where they get that price from, but it's clearly marked. So to call it a scam, maybe I should have used a different word, Mr. Green Acres Pumping. That's the most expensive laundry I've ever been to in all my 17 years. I'm just going to say 17. March is right around the corner. You can go to Boracay. You can go to Palawan. You can go to Panglao Bahal, and the prices are expensive, but it's nowhere like that. It's nowhere like that. Okay, imagine what they charge me. For 2 kilos, it wasn't even 3 kilos what they charged me. He said, I'm in racist ass London, Kentucky. There's a video about all that, the backwoods, the racism in backwoods in Kentucky. But I don't even want to talk about that, because guys, I don't know why people get upset when you talk about racism, but they do. Yeah, he's talking about his agent. A lot of guys get agents to find them apartments and stuff. You don't need to do that, but some people do. He makes a good point here. Honestly, this is my story too. More expats here have asked me for money than Filipinos. Okay, let that marinate. He says, I've been here for a couple of years, and all Filipinos, some expats, will ask for money, and when they do, unless you give me collateral, the bank is closed, as you are the one that needs ego boost by giving your money. Yeah, that's all it is. We're showing off. Because they were like, well, how did the girl get into his PayPal? Well, he was probably showing off and showed her that face identification feature on his phone. And while he's standing there, the lady put that damn face on there and got in there. Okay? But I believe the guy. I mean, he's not lying. He's not lying. He was one of those that got scammed, but he saw all the red flags was there. He just avoided them. He just ignored them because, remember, he's blinded by the light. He came there for the light. He came there for the light. No, I'm not going to repost them. I can't take a chance on, I can maybe post a link in the description. I'm not going to repost nothing. YouTube don't take too kindly to that. He says, I approved the message. Watch the throwbacks for the raw nitty gritty before Cal went sugar free. Yeah, before they came after me, which I just said I can tell the same story. I just don't have to be as gritty because I would never put anybody down. I'm just telling y'all what I'm seeing, living, and experiencing. And nowadays, not when I started, but now, people are offended by that because they can't get any traction. They want to, remember, we need an expat mafia over here. See, when they see that you're being unfairly targeted and all that, people should come to have your back, but they don't. Y'all just sit back and watch the circus. Instead of bombarding these trolls, we're like, man, leave that man alone. Get off his back. Now y'all on there just watching. No, but this is everybody, every woman I've had though, man. The smart ones will never ask you for a damn dime, well, not 1 peso. Because they know you're going to give it to them anyway. I spent millions. Merlin's never, I'm talking about, she's never fit her mouth to ask me. Y'all think I'm joking. But there's other people who can vouch. That woman ain't never asked him, man, Merlin's never asked me for anything. Hey, give me money, let me go out with the girls. Let me take a trip. She's never did that. Not one time. If she did, I would tell you. Yet I've spent millions of pesos over here because for the lifestyle I want us to enjoy. She don't have to ask me. He said, you and Marilyn have mad respect for each other, Cal. A lot of men want that. Only difference is that they feel sending money as a down payment to a heart. When we're saying that, you don't have to do that because you eventually are going to spend the money anyway. She knows it. That's why she wants you over here. Remember the taste, touch, and smell test. If you can't taste it, touch it, and smell it, it's not real. It's the same with her. Okay, y'all act like, and Filipinos are proud. If I haven't learned anything about Filipino people, is how proud they are. You can't treat her like a prostitute. A real live Filipino's not going to like that. That's why she says, no, I don't want your money when you pull your wallet out. Because she's saying, it's cringy. You can't buy me. I'm not a prostitute. But y'all don't understand that. That can't get through y'all's head. They're proud. So she knows when you get over here, now it's real. Because you can send that little 10,000 really is not going to change her life. That visa would change her life. Her moving into that condo with you would change her life. Okay? You being around her every single day, that's going to change her life. But you sending her 5,000 every month, 10,000 every month, not going to change her life. Not the way she's trying to change her life. Hey, Manny X Relates. Welcome to the fourth quarter, man. Thank you so much for your support. I really appreciate it. Yeah, but see, you're lying, Q. Don't tell me in this. Is your wife 40 to 65? I'm not even going to move on till you answer me in a text. He says if you don't want to get scammed, then you're better off talking to women age 40 to 65. Is your wife 40 to 65? And if she's not, then why would you tell somebody that? He said they are more honest and upfront. Your woman is not the exception. That's bullshit. Your woman is not the exception. She's the rule. She's the rule. She's not the exception. The unspoken agreement, or the unwritten. You know that they're very proud, almost to a fault. But if you can't say anything about them, they're very proud people. That's why when you try to give somebody something, they really be like, oh, well, I don't want that. No, sir. You got to keep saying, here, it's okay. Take it. But they're very proud. You start pulling out that money, it's cringy to those women. They're looking at you like, well, what do you want for this money in return? I'm talking about a real woman when you meet on those dating sites. You can give them so much that they're not going to turn it down, but they're certainly not going to ask you. They're going to be like, well, what's he really want? And they're afraid because they know if you coming over here, they may have to pay that price. They might have to return that favor. If they really ain't into you, they're not trying to return that favor. Yeah, but we just want to do it just like Paul said. It's an ego. Oh, look at me. I can see, just tell her that you're going to take good care of her and then do it. Because that's one of the things she wants to hear on the dating site. Yeah. They're shy. And then he said, he going to give you advice, Frank, knowing that he ain't, that's a hypocrite. I'm not going to give you any advice I'm not going to follow. Now, if you don't want to bring her to your country, then yeah, you may want to date a woman 40 to 65. Her life's over. What are you going to take her to America for? Okay? It costs more to bury her in America than it does here. Hell, her life's over. But if you got a younger woman, hell, you may want to think about it. But if you come here to stay and you're not going back, which the experts say 40% of us eventually go back home. I say it's more than that. Maybe 40% of the people who filled out the survey whatever it is, said they eventually go back home. I think it's more than that. Then you may think about it. Certainly if she's young, I mean, what are you going to do with a young woman? You just going to let her sit there and rot and go bad? And you're going to destroy her. You're just giving. She doesn't have to work for it. What about her goals and dreams and aspirations? But if you up front with her and say, look, I'm never going back. Okay, you still got to try to do something, man. I think this is a big mistake we make. I've tried, man. You know, it's just, and I'm going to keep on trying, you know, with businesses and stuff like that. But the businesses I've tried, it's just, they haven't worked. You know, so I do other stuff. Like our daughter, you know, instead of just sending her to school just for some old bullshit ass business management degree that she'll never use, I paid her extra money so she can go to a good nursing school, get a real education, but she has to work for it. So now when she graduates with that nursing degree like that, eventually, once she pays her dues to the country, she can write her own ticket. She can lift her own family out of poverty. That's how you break the cycle of poverty. You don't just keep giving the woman money because she's going to spend it. Yeah, but you don't have to spend money, though. He says, Calvin, we're fourth quarter, guys, and feel like time is running out. I think that makes some guys move so fast. Yeah, but you can move fast without being a dummy, Ron Lawson, without being a fool. Remember, okay, what are you in a hurry to do? Give all your money away? Is that what you're saying? What are you in a hurry to do, Ryan? Because you already hold the key to everything. Okay, if you coming over here and you're going to set up shop here, you got the nice place, you got the nice condo, the nice motorcycle or car, you got everything. And then, you know, you say, okay, I decided I want you with me. Now she's coming with you. She's going to enjoy all of that. So what are you in a hurry to do? Give away all your money? I don't understand. But all this talk about these women over here scamming us has to end. Because they're not. It's really the opposite. I tell guys all the time, man, as grimy as those dating sites can be, I've never personally, and see Q try to push back on this. I'm telling you the truth. See, I didn't meet that woman that I sent that money to for the plane ticket. I never met her. The women that I've met off those dating sites, not one of them was bad. All of them would have made a great wife. All of them was wife material. Honest, trustworthy. You can go to sleep next to them. You can give them your PIN number. Every last one of them, 100% of them. That's really what's going on over here. But the stories, it's just like a plane crash. Why do you think they get so much coverage? Because it very seldom happens. Millions and millions of flights every day. But one comes down and you got people afraid to get on a plane. It's the same thing happens over here. Millions and millions, I mean, just hundreds of thousands of great stories that never are told. And then you say, oh yeah, I got on there and sent the woman some money and I got the visa and she ran off. Well, what about the other 50,000 that didn't run off? Of all the couples that I met when I was with my wife in America, a lot. Because remember, like 2 or 3 times a month, they're having get-togethers. There'd always be a different couple there. Somebody else is coming over. It's always a new person. Me and her are the only one that split up. There was another couple, but she was like new. And the guy worked at Ford, had a nice truck, had a nice house, had married her, I was about to marry her, was taking care of her 2 kids over here, and her friends convinced her that he wasn't good enough for her. But all the other hundreds of couples we met, still together. Nobody ran off. They still together, man. I'm just telling you what I'm seeing, living, and experiencing. I don't know what y'all seeing, living, and experiencing. I just call it the nitty gritty. That's really what's going on. Will the first one work out and you're going to stay with her for the rest of your life? No. But that doesn't mean she's a scammer. Okay? When you hear about men getting scammed, I mean literally scammed, where the woman tricks them into thinking she's not married and, opening up businesses and all that kind of stuff. Those are the 1%. And these women are doing it to more than just one man. I'm just telling you that, okay, man, I ain't got but a few more minutes left on here. I just think it's time that, man, that we, give them credit, man, really. It's enough Filipino bashing going on. Do you got to watch your back? Do you have to practice self-preservation? Yeah. But you guys giving away all your money and then saying that these women are scammers is not true. She can want you for your money and be interested only for your money and not be a scammer at the same time. Because I doubt there's any women you're going to meet over here that's not interested in what you can do for her. Because that's the only reason that you can even begin to explain to me why a 25-year-old woman would be with a 68-year-old man. it's a video in your YouTube feed today. He's 63, she's 25. I've seen the guy before. When I walked from San Carlos City to Dumaguete and Mark Thornton was interviewing me in Ground Zero, the guy was in Ground Zero. He's a tall guy. He's an American. But he met the girl when he was, I think they've been together 7 years. So that would mean he was 56 and she was 18 when they met. And I think they're Christians. I think that's the name of his channel, is American Christian in the Philippines, and then her channel is something else. But that's the only reason why that woman was ever interested in him. Why? I mean, now it's something different. They've got a family, they're married. But why in the world would a woman 18, got a whole life ahead of her, very, attractive woman, want a 56-year-old man? That's all I'm saying. Yeah, there are a lot of old women, but there are a lot of young women on those dating sites that never get chosen. Y'all act like there's really not enough men who are really coming over here to meet that demand on those dating sites. But we chase the same women a lot of times. If I find a woman attractive, more likely you are too. That's why I tell you, go on there, put your filters in, and choose 10 just regular looking women. Because they're going to look better in person anyway. Just choose 10 women, regular looking women. And that's all you, and you're going to say, hey, I'm Calvin, I'm interested in meeting you. You're only going to wait for them to reply to you, nobody else. Because Filipinos aren't going to reach out to you. It's not how that works. Does that happen? Yeah, but I wouldn't trust it. No woman I've ever met on the dating sites, I got to pay $29.99 a month or whatever it is. I'm going to do my own search. There ain't nobody going to find me. I'm going to find whoever it is I'm trying to meet. Yeah. Okay. Well, what do you consider? Why is she on the dating site then? And why is she chatting with you? See, this is a typical response to people want to be the exception. He says, my girl's not in poverty. She refused my money many times until I told her I wanted to treat her for her birthday. Because you're not listening. Filipinos are proud. She doesn't want your money because she knows one day you may show up over here. and she may have to repay that favor. And if she's not really into you, she don't want to repay that favor. No, you didn't find gold. Okay? He says, I think I found gold, because y'all don't listen. The overwhelming majority of women would never ask you for money, Sack Solo. And don't you know my ex-Filipino wife wasn't interested in the U.S. either. They're going to say whatever. Man, it's like talking to a brick wall to some of you guys. That's why it's never going to change. Okay? Of course she does. Because she's never been to America. Take her to America. She doesn't have anything to weigh it up against, Sack Solo. He says she's not interested in the U.S. She prefers the Philippines. That's what my ex-wife said. Take her there. It's like going to Disneyland, Wonderland. Okay? And she'll never want to come back here. And they're going to do everything and say everything to win you over. He said, others watching and envying my successful marriage of 16 years is the only reassurance I need. But you're not the exception. You're the rule, LA Detroit. You're the rule. You're the rule. Most people are like that. Most people who come over here and get married have successful marriages. We don't hear your story, though. You won't allow anybody to interview you and the other guys. I don't blame you. But you're not the exception. You're the rule. These are good women, guys. You don't even listening. Okay? He said, preach, Cal. Use those online filters. Yeah, I'm gonna find my own woman. I don't want a woman finding me. That's a red flag. Yeah. But yeah, LA Detroit, you're not the exception, you're the rule. Okay, and this is what I was talking about. He said they played a long game. Okay, well, make her play the long game then. But that's not true anymore, because we've taken the long game. She no longer has to play the long game. When you giving women all this money and everything up front. The guy who gave the woman $3 million, that's Marilyn's sister. I saw it with my own eyes. He never met the woman. LA Detroit. There is no long game anymore. These guys, I could tell you so many stories where men are front loading the guy who sent the woman 12 million pesos over here before they ever met to build the house and, build their future while he's still working until he can retire to get over here. Then when he gets over here, most of the money squandered. The house isn't done. He's trying to resell the land. She said, no, you're not selling nothing. Who's going to take care of me and my children when you dead? And they're not married. Those aren't his children. Yeah, you hope they play the long game. But they're not. They don't have to anymore. Yeah, that dude. Yeah, that Sack Solo, he's not listening, man. He's not listening. And 99% of men aren't listening. They say we don't need your information. We can do it ourselves. And a lot of times it's true. It's not rocket science. But we do avoid a lot. We do ignore a lot of red flags. The guy who remember I told you he really did get scammed. They end up robbing him, the mother and the daughter. Well, dude, listen. And we chat all the time. We were chatting today. The red flag was, okay, if her mother wants to come to the airport with y'all, fine, to make sure she's okay and she's going to be okay. But to take her on vacation and she wants to stay for the whole 2 weeks, no, that's a red flag. You got to say, no, that's okay. I didn't come all the way over here for that. You got to get all that stuff. You got to come to that understanding up front, guys. Okay? Because she understands all the effort you're putting forth just to get here. You coming 8,000 miles. You guys think that's nothing to get on that plane and fly all those miles, man. You're sitting there playing solitaire, you're watching movies over and over, and you're just sitting there like it's the craziest 15 or 18 hours of your life. It's maddening for real. It'll drive you crazy. You better be distracted and go to sleep or something just to get over here. And then you get over here and you're paying for everything. She already knows this. You better have some shit already ironed out and come to an understanding before that plane lands. Or she's not going to be the one meeting you at the airport. They call it the unspoken agreement. Yeah, $12 million he sent her. The family told him, don't do it. He sold all his land over there. He's probably watching me now. He knows I'm telling the truth. I would never tell you his name. You would never find out who it is. But he's probably watching me now. The daughter told him, Daddy, don't do that. Are you crazy? Yeah, we're crazy. A lot of us are crazy. Temporary insanity. We're not listening to anybody. He sold all his land over there. The woman squandered the money. And then he was like, well, let's sell this piece of land, finish the house now. And she tells him that. And then he says, well, hell, we still got my Social Security. She hit him over the head with this. Your Social Security ain't enough. I would have been out of there. Right there. Huh? I mean, this guy went over and beyond anything that they can expect you to do. She was an OFW. He bought her contract out so she could spend time with her kids. She hit him over the head with that. Yeah, but like I said, man, you are the rule. You're not the exception, man. Most guys who come over here, man, I can go on record and say it. All the guys you see over here, man, like I said, it doesn't matter why she's with you and all of that. The fact is they're still together. Me and Merlin been together 7 years. What's the difference in 7 and 16? Not a lot, really. It's just like you having $16 million. I got $7 million. I can have everything you got. But this is what makes people think that, no, I'm not trying to clown you. I'm saying that you're not listening. I'm not trying to clown you. You're clowning yourself. You're telling us right in front, you're going against everything we're saying. You said you voluntarily sent the woman the money. Okay, the name of the live stream is, when you give her your money, it's not a scam. Then you said, she's never asked me for anything. I just said that. I've been saying that for 6 years. They will never ask you for anything. You said, I think I struck gold. No, I found gold because she's never asked me. Any woman in her right mind would never ask a foreigner for money. Okay? Zach Solo, I'm not clowning you. I'm just telling you, I'm like, well, if you're supporting, you've been following me, then you act like you're not listening. And then you say, oh, she's not interested in the United States because she's never been there. That's what my ex-wife said. I don't want to go to the U.S. But when she got there, she don't want to come back to the Philippines. You said, oh, yeah, she's interested in the Philippines because that's all she's got. She's never been anywhere else. Does she even have a passport? Come on, guys. This is why we end up in the jackpot situations, because we're involved in these conversations, but you're not listening. It's like you go brain dead. You've been chatting with the woman for 6 months. That's a long time, man. It's too long. How much more time you need before you get on the plane and meet her? I'm not clowning you, man. I'm just telling you the absolute truth. Yeah, but people always talk about the long game. They're not playing no long game. They don't have to play the long game anymore. Men, we don't even give ourselves any credit at all. You're the prize. She knows you're the prize. You got guys that push back against that. No, you're the prize. You're bringing everything to the table and the table. What you got, she needs. What she's got, you won't. We're not saying that to put anybody down. We're saying that to say it's all in your favor. It doesn't mean mistreat the woman or anything like that. You're giving her too much credit. You're giving all your power away. Yeah, that's all it is. That's what okay. You can call it pay for play. You can call it transactional, but it's not a scam. And if that's the case, we're all being scammed. But you have to have these conversations over and over and over because repetition is the only thing that's going to get through to you. And people are here thinking that they're the exception because they got a good woman. No, you're the rule. The exception is the guys that get scammed over here and rolled and lose their money. It's so few of them really when you put it up against the whole story. But the good stories don't get any views. If I put on there, if I made a video and the title was successful love stories in the Philippines, nobody's going to click on that. But if I put on there, she scammed him for 12 million pesos, everybody's going to click on that. Yeah, I'm not clowning him. I'm just saying, though, he wrote the whole sentence out like, dude, I've been saying this for 6 years. How long you been following me? You haven't hit gold. We all strike gold. I mean, how many times have I had to tell you? They're never going to ask you for money, the smart ones, because of this reputation they've got for being scammers, which I'm telling you that it's not really true. Why men, if it was true, then why are we voluntarily signing up to be scammed? If 10% of the men who come over here are getting scammed, who aren't just giving away their money and then the relationship don't work out, do you think I would be here, man? What would make you want to come over here? If 10%, I'm telling you it's 1%. I'm telling you most of the people end up like LA Detroit. Me. I love LaChon. Q. Thomas Marshall. It's just about everybody over here that's over here with a woman. They got good women, man. They didn't get scammed. That's the real story, but that's not sexy. You don't want to hear that. That's not, earth-shattering. That doesn't get your attention. If you got successful relationships over here and you see all the love and cringy stuff, people on dancing on TikTok and all that acting a fool, or you see the man over here losing 12 million, which one's going to get your attention? This one, the man losing 12 million? Yeah, Raymond. I forgot Raymond. It's so many. That's the rule. These guys who are getting unlucky, they're not following anybody's suggestions. Because that's all they are. I can't tell grown men what to do. But if you out here dating and marrying bar girls like they doing in Angeles City, a lot of those guys, vloggers are up there, they're dating and marrying bar girls. What do you expect? And then you're going to get on camera and start crying because you broke up? What do you expect? Yeah, but he says it's always easy to say no in the beginning. Of course, because why is she even asking you this crazy stuff in the beginning to begin with when you don't even know her? I mean, remember, if she asked me, okay, I just meet her, because the guy said that. He said, hey, she's already asked me to buy her an iPhone 17. And they've only been chatting a month. That's unreasonable. It's easy to say no to that. No, I don't know you. Well, it's just like you asking her, hey, Take off all your clothes and prance around your room and let me see it. She's going to say no in the beginning. But after a while, you become comfortable with each other. And she knows you coming over here. And she knows for sure you're coming. You got the ticket. They'll start easing up. And you'll say, hey, show me something. The peekaboo. And then you might send her a few thousand. Okay? But it's easy to say no in the beginning, but the longer you've been, man, if Marilyn's never asked me. But if she came in here now and asked me for something, it'd be hard for me to say no. After 7 years and all we've been through, she said, hey, honey, because that's what she called me. Give me 3,000 pesos so I can go get my hair done. You don't think I'm going to give her the 3,000? That's really not unreasonable, though. But if the first day I met her, she said, yeah, I'm going to meet you at the airport, but I want to look nice. Send me 3,000 to get my hair done. I'm like, nope. Okay. Yeah, Paul, I forgot. It's all of them that I know over here. All of them that I know. Are the relationships transactional? Is it pay for play? Yeah, but they're not getting scammed. Hell, if that's the case, then, scam me up. Use me up. But this is what gets the clicks and views. This is what gets people interested. That's all I'm saying. This is what, people want to talk about. They don't want to talk about successful stuff. He says, I sent them money for the first time in 6 months. And I told you I didn't get scammed. Of course you didn't. This is what we're saying. None of us get scammed, Sack Solo. The name of the vlog is When You Give Your Money to Her Freely. It's not a scam. I volunteered. We know this. Not 100% of us volunteer our money. 1% of us are expecting something back. And when we don't get it back, they got scammed. He said it's been over 4 months since I sent the money. So am I crazy to be patient? Yeah. Yeah, because you're not going to learn any more in 6 months about that young lady just chatting online than you're going to learn in 1 week of chatting with her. Okay? And I would say, if you sent the money one time, you're probably going to send it again. Why wouldn't you send it again? Hey, Sunshine fan, thank you for joining. What's up? He said, what's up, fourth quarter members? Yeah, the people on here are 8,000 Mile Club members. We come 8,000 miles because I met 2 great guys the other night. They're married to sisters. One is married. One has been with her for 15 years. They're not married. He's from Toronto, Canada. The other guy's from LA. And, we was at the restaurant. They came here, man, to meet me. I was it's just so humbling, man, because I know how they came from Argyle, Cebu, to get here. They got to ride a bus from Argyle to Naga City, then Naga City to Toledo, then catch the ferry from Toledo to here. Okay? And he bought me this book, which is a good book so far. It says, The Creature from Jekyll Island, a second look at the Federal Reserve. I like reading stuff like this. But anyway, I gave them 8,000 mile patches. And the guy's like, well, I'm not in the 8,000 mile club. I said, yes, you are. You here? It's 8,000 miles from LA to San Carlos City. I said, yeah, you're married to a Filipino, right? Did you meet her in America? You met her here. Oh, I met her here. Okay. Oh, you ain't got to worry about it. He said, yeah, you think it's a scam because it didn't work out the way you expected them to. Yeah. But you took a chance. It's not a scam. This is the reason why, okay, if you said, like I said, if you invested money, okay, it's just like saying, I never lost any money to Bernie Madoff. I know better. But if Bernie Madoff, after he already got convicted and everything, sent to prison for all that time, if he'd have sent me a letter, you know, I've got a great, deal. I can get you on your money, a return and everything. And I sent money to Bernie Madoff. Who should get, who's responsible? Me or Bernie? He said, if you're thinking about bringing your woman to the States, make sure you find a nurse or a med tech. They make over $45 an hour. I would never bring a girl back to the States without a medical degree. Yeah, well, get a medical degree over there. But hell, McDonald's, okay, the guy, Tom, he's from LA. He said they're paying $20 an hour at McDonald's in LA. You don't think that would change a woman's life from here if you brought her here over there? The point is, if you're not old enough to retire over here and you really got a woman that you trust, you built up a good relationship, why not bring her over there? You know why? Because y'all been listening to these videos that say, oh, don't do it, she's going to run off. Majority of them don't run off. Okay? They're just not going to run off. It's not in them to run off. If she's going to run off, she's going to run off over here. But if you're going to stay over here, then what are you going to do if you're with a woman 25 or 30 years old? Just let her sit there and rot next to you? No job, no business, no nothing. What is she going to do? She's going to get on your nerves. That's what's going to happen. Okay, so just tell the woman up front, look, I'm never coming back to America. If you want to come back to America, but that's not the truth. That's not the facts. It's only a matter of time before you go back. There was a guy here. He was retired Air Force, married to a woman here, beautiful home here in St. Carl City. And after 10 years, he said, I've had enough. I'm just ready to go back home. I miss my family. I miss the United States. So they put their house for sale for $5.5 million. I'm pretty sure they sold it. But after 10 years. So, okay, you meet her, she's 25, now she's 35, and you take her back. She can get a job. Put 10 years in the system, now she qualifies for Social Security. Yeah, I like books like this, interesting books like this. They make you think and, expand your knowledge. Because I'm reading the book right now by Ta-Nehisi Coates. We were 8 years in power. It's just powerful stuff, man. Yeah. He said, take one look at a Bernie Madoff face and one must be a sucker to trust that. Yeah, he passed away. But the point is, okay, if Filipinos have this reputation, whether it's right or wrong, why are you giving the money then? If you already know up front that's their reputation, shame on you then. Yeah, he ain't made out with nobody. He said, my plan with myself and Uncle is to live part-time in the DR while running up my credit score. I noticed you and expats living over there fixing your credit overseas. Yeah. And that's one of the things you can take advantage of over here. Other than just, some people come over here just to get married. I didn't. There's so much when you move to a place like the Philippines, Vietnam, Thailand, these places, Cambodia, with just unbelievably lower cost of living than where you come from. But we just spend the money. We don't even try to do anything with it. They'll tell you there's no advantages to moving to a place like the Philippines. It's not true. It is. You can do things over here you can never dream of doing financially in your home country simply because of the cost of living. That's the number one reason people move overseas. cost of living. You think you're going to own a house outright over there in America? They're just going to pay cash for it, basically. I'm sorry. This is the rule right here, Paul. He said, one of my best friends in the USA met a Filipino while in the Navy, married her and brought her to the U.S. Now married 22 years and moving back to Talisay this year. It's either they've got a Talisay in Cebu and they got one in Bacolod. Okay, guys, I'm going to get off here too because I can smell that adobo in there. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I saw that. He said, Unc, did you hear that the Philippines discovered natural resources that could end the brownouts in the Philippines? I did. And you see, the Americans are coming running now. Yeah, it's worth trillions of pesos. Yeah, I think this is the guy that I met. I'm almost sure this is the guy I met and I had dinner with him. How old is he? Is he in his 70s? This guy was talking about the other day. He said, but I know a guy, Dennis, married 10 years to a Filipino who took her to the USA and she is there and he is now moved back here. Yeah, that's him. I guarantee you that's him. I had dinner with him in Cafe Racer. He was there with another gentleman and his wife. The gentleman and his wife recognized me. They said, hey, come on over and have dinner with us. And I did. And he was sitting right next to me. And he told me his story. Well, you may not have to. He said, how are you going to sign an affidavit of support if you're living in the Philippines 10 years and not working? Well, I don't think that's one of the requirements to get married over here. If you bring a woman to America, even the CRBA, when you get your children their U.S. citizenship, you sign that affidavit of support. But if you over here, it's only in America. When you bring her over there, that's part of the visa process. Well, he's an older guy. He's really old. Oh, you're welcome, L.A. Yeah, he's a real old guy. He might be 78 or something. He's up there. But he's sharp and everything. Yeah. But let's just start trying to get that out of your mind, guys. About meeting women. Don't be so no, it's for the baby, not the woman, Q. It's for the baby. He says, oh, wow, I didn't know that we signed that affidavit of support when getting that CRBA. Yeah, you got to take care of your child. He said, I got to reconsider that. No, it's not the woman, it's the baby. Man, if you don't sign that CRBA, man, you might as well don't even be on my channel anymore. If you're just going to leave your child over here to fend for itself, basically. He's going to have good family and everything. But it's tough over here, man, right now. Who knows what it's going to be like in 18 years as your child is growing up. But you got to give your child that CRBA. You might as well just get out of here now. It's for the child, not the woman. But once you do that, okay, can the woman go to the embassy and say now that the baby's a U.S. citizen? Yeah, because you saying that 10-year affidavit of support, they're going to come after you. If you try to leave the baby over here, you're not paying child support, you're not doing anything, they'll take that money out of your check some kind of way. Well, he's not American, though. He's not American. I don't really know what his situation is. Nobody does. That's why I practice rule number 1. I don't be trying to worry about, it's too many people trying to worry about other people's business over here. I don't know anything about Sims. I know this, she's smart, and I know pretty soon she ain't going to need an affidavit of support because y'all going to give her a big-ass paycheck on her YouTube. That's all I know. Okay? I'm not worried about. Look, when you see other men worrying about other grown men, they're hiding something. Certainly these vloggers, they're hiding something. Yeah. No, it's not going to get worse. It's not going to get worse. Because, like Paul said, the only people getting scammed are allowing people to scam them. That's not a requirement to be over here in the Philippines. Who's going to scam you? Nelson? He said, I think the scamming in the Philippines is only going to get worse with time. What do you mean? If it ain't worse now, it's never going to be worse. I mean, do you know? Are you over here? Do you live here? But I'm saying, what do you mean scamming? I don't understand. What are you talking about? I told you I've been over here. What, am I the exception? No, I'm the rule. Most people over here don't get scammed. Have I paid a few extra 100 pesos to the taxi driver because he's being ignorant? Yeah, but he's trying to eke out a living. If I go over to the market right now and they know who I am, and instead of charging me $3.80 for the shrimp, they charge me $4.20. Is that being scammed? I mean, what do y'all consider a scam? That's something I wouldn't even worry about. But we use this word too much. This is what I'm trying to get to y'all. Stop using that word scam. I mean, yeah, technically, if they charge you 100 pesos more than what they supposed to, he scammed me. He didn't scam you. He charged you 100 pesos more. But everything's a scam. The reason it's going to continue, Nelson, is because you got guys who aren't going to listen. They're not going to heed the warnings of people online who's trying to tell them, hey, look for this. Look out for that. If she starts asking you in the beginning, stop trying to buy love. You can't buy love. Okay, businesses aren't going to work over here. Okay, get the cinema. Yeah. I'm just saying. Yeah, she got 2,000. He said, Jolena got 2,000 subscribers in her first video already. So all she needs is watch time hours, which they're going to do, because they're going to watch her over and over and look at her body and look at her pretty smile. She's probably already monetized. See, we're scamming ourselves. If we're being scammed, if you're saying you're being scammed, you're scamming yourself. She's not asking y'all to watch her video, but you're watching it. These women aren't asking you for money. You're giving it to them. You see, Saxolo all volunteered. We all volunteer our money. But then when it doesn't work out, oh, it's a scam. And you keep using that word over and over. Oh, I got scammed. No. Look, guys, when you give her your money, it's not a scam. No, it's too much information out here. They don't have to watch my channel. Hell, if you got a YouTube channel and you're talking about the Philippines, Thailand, any of them, and you're not talking about this kind of stuff, people already know this kind of stuff, even without watching YouTube. I'm just saying, let's stop using that word so much. Okay, yeah, but they can do that without being a scam. Two things can be right at the same time, Nelson, Luke. This is what I'm trying to say. Okay, Merlin, she's interested in me initially. I don't know what it is now. For what I could do for her. It has everything to do with finances. But she can be interested in me for my finances without being a scammer. So if you interested in a woman for whatever you're interested in her for, are you a scammer? Is that what it is? Because we never talk about what we want. What if they labeled you a scammer for coming over here, dealing with women who really can't offer you nothing but sex for real and companionship? What would they call you if they call you a sex pat? Are you exploiting Filipino women? See, you get upset. But it's okay for you to call them a scammer. But if they say, yeah, you're a sex pat, you over here exploiting these women, man, then you get upset. Well, do you get upset if they say you're exploiting Filipino women? We're not getting upset about scam, Q. We're saying that the women aren't scamming you. They're not scamming us. The definition of scam, I'm going to read it one more time before I get off of here. Here's what this is. And you tell me if this is what's happening to you, Q. You're married. You've already had a baby. Okay? With the young lady. A scam is a deceptive scheme or trick designed to cheat someone out of money or whatever it is they're after. Okay? Fraudulent intent, it says. False promises, lying. Pressure tactics and all of that. Is this what's going on over here? Are women twisting our arms to come to the Philippines and deal with them? Is this what's happened? Is this what happened to you, Q? When you sent the woman the $100, did she twist your arm? Okay. Technically, yeah. You said it was a scam. She didn't show up when she was supposed to. So you're going to label all Filipinos, even though your wife, you married a Filipina. So you must think highly of Filipinos. If you get scammed and then you come right back for some more punishment, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Make that make sense then, Q. You're saying that we're getting scammed over here, but you go and get right back in line and sign up for another ass kicking. And I'm supposed to feel sorry for you because you didn't get scammed. You basically donated $100 to the lady. And why would you give her $100 to meet you on the to-go? But you signed up for some more punishment. But hey, guys, thank y'all so much for your super chat, super stickers, all your support, all your thumbs up for Sunshine Shoulders. I really appreciate it. She's not the exception. She's the rule over here. But if you want to keep on, okay, just trying to win an argument, go ahead if it makes you feel good. Your wife is not the exception. She's the rule. Filipino women aren't scammers. Are there scammers over here? Yeah. There's scammers in my hometown of Louisville, Kentucky. There's scammers in bumfuck Egypt. But to label all Filipino women scammers is foolish. When the man said the overwhelming majority of Filipino women are scammers, fool, you don't even know the overwhelming majority of Filipino women. Okay? We just throw these terms out loosely like that. And that's what, Americans do. We certainly do it. But okay, guys, take care. I really appreciate y'all. Not even on the dating sites. You met your wife on the dating site, man. Stop with that, Q. Your wife is the rule. She's not the exception.